Hi, everybody. My name is John DePietro.
And I'm Bob Zagami with the Camp Report Show.
And today I'm going to speak with Jim Nelson, who is giving a seminar called the RV Entrepreneur. And it's very interesting. And we're going to tell you how you can register and even attend.
That's good. I've got a great interview with Becky Goodell, who's the CEO of a new company they've invested in, an upscale RV rental company in Bozeman, Montana, with great plans for expansion. It's a great story.
Bozeman, Montana, the RV capital of North America, I understand.
Well,
Yeah,
you got Yellowstone and all the national parks out there, but they've got a nice business model, and she's just invested in the company and is the CEO, and she's been there about a year, and they're making some dramatic changes.
cool. And we've got all the news of the week. Bob, tell our audience where we get our news.
RV Business with Rick Kessler and Ben Quiggle over at Woodall's Campground Magazine
Those stories plus more coming up right here. Where, Mr. Zagami?
on the Camp Report Show.
Attention all RVers. Say goodbye to roof worries and hello to worry-free travel with RV Roof Magic. This revolutionary liquid butyl roof coating is specially formulated to protect your RV from the elements, to extend its lifespan and prevent leaks. With simple application and outstanding results, RV Roof Magic is the go-to choice for RV owners seeking superior roof protection. Don't let roof maintenance issues hold you back. RV Roof Magic is the only liquid butyl rubber in the world that offers a one-coat, no primer coverage and a 10-year warranty. Visit rvroofmagic.com/RVLife and extend your roof another 18 to 20 years.
Hey, everybody, my name is John DePietro. That gentleman with me is Bob Zagami, and this is the news section of the Kemp Report Show. And Bob, there's some interesting news this week about people who watch RV shows on TV, people who work at RV companies, and RV companies that are marketing to a brand new audience. So let's start right off with people who watch RV shows, and our friends at RV Unplugged have some very interesting and very positive numbers about RV Unplugged.
Yeah, it came out of the National RV Training Academy. Terry Cooper and Tony Flamia down in Texas created it in season one, and they moved along and did well in season one, but they picked up a new producer and a lot of new industry sponsors in season two. And the significant thing is, as they evaluated the year that just ended, they averaged over, well, it was more, not so much an average. They had over 100,000 viewers on every show. And it culminated a few weeks ago with what they call the finale rally that was at Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, which is where they actually filmed the show.
Yeah.
But I think the important thing out of this press release is the exposure for people who may not know a lot about the RV industry and how it works, because they have challenging tasks to do things related to the RV and test their physical nature and their mental acuity also. But the thing that is really most impressive to me is the number of sponsors that they've picked up in the second season of the show. And the success of any of these shows is how much money you bring in and how can you fund the show. But they had multi-season sponsors who came back, were Alliance RV, Jacob Grand Design, RV Mattress, NRVTA, and More Ride. And then this year they picked up new sponsors like Blue Compass RV, who had a big role in the season finale and the finale rally. The title sponsor was Camp Margaritaville, Auburndale, which was very engaged throughout the process. And the location, we've done shows on that before about the location as one of the top RV resorts in the
Yeah,
country.
no
But then
question.
you got Big Beard Battery, Salty Electrolyte Drink, Master Applied Coatings, Electric E-Bikes, Liquefied, that's Matt Bachschwar, and Open Roads were instrumental. And that's the heart of it. Now they're going to be going into production next year for season three of the show. but it has certainly risen to the top of the pile of shows that
Yep, no
advance
question.
and promote the RV lifestyle. And our friend Rob Boyer, who is retired from the military, he is now in charge of partnerships for the show. And he's a full timer, and his wife has been going to culinary school in Texas. It's a great job for Rob. So he's going to be almost full time. What?
Wait, culinary school in Texas. Wait. Isn't that basically they show you how to take a piece of meat and throw it on the fire?
I don't think so. Yvonne has done remarkably well at the school, and she is a very proficient chef.
Okay.
So she's
Yes.
she's obviously going to upscale the food offerings at when they go camping this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. My idea of culinary school in Texas evidently is not what their idea is, but nevertheless, no,
If
we've met
if
them
it if it
at an
doesn't say
alliance event.
BB if it doesn't say BBQ, you don't eat it, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. So that's really cool to hear the success that they have. And moving on with number three. And you know what? You can never plan these shows far out enough because there's always new innovations coming into the RV industry, whether it's a new trailer or whether it's a new type of power. But our friends there are doing a great job, and we wish them well in their future endeavors with RV Unplugged. And
Yeah.
speak, you said rising to the top of the list of shows having to do with RVing. Well, we know a gentleman who has risen to the top at Forest River, and his name is Doug Gedart. And Doug, talk about Doug's new promotion.
Well, I'll take one step back. There's been a realignment of the senior management positions at Forest River. CEO Pete Legal is distributing management responsibilities to three people. The one that applies mostly to us is Doug Geddes. Now, for over 25 years, Doug has been responsible for the towable division of Forest River. He's now responsible for the towables and the motorized.
And
The motorized
motorized.
has done a nice job the past few years. And they get high marks from the dealers, so it's a significant change. Pete is slowing down, wants to not get rid of, but slow down the business a little bit for himself. He's going to stay connected. He's still going to stay as the CEO, but it's a great promotion for Doug and the other two. The financial officer been with the company 25 years. The fellow who's taken over the other division being the commercial vehicles and buses and cargo vans. He's been with the company 22 years, Doug with 25 years. So he's putting a lot of trust into his management team and giving him more responsibility. And now a piece of trivia for you. Pete Legal started Forest River in 1996. Bob Zagami wrote his first story for RV News in 1996.
Well, there you go. So you
There you
have
go.
something in common.
I mean,
Was that in the press release as well?
No, they left that out. So
They
I'm
left
gonna
that
have to
out.
write to Pete and find out how they could have possibly
You know
left that
what?
out of
That
the press release.
you got to fire the PR agency that put that together for leaving out a valuable piece of information like that. So, and one other company that is we're able to find out again through our source of RV business is that Winnebago has started a brand new marketing campaign called Home is Where You Take It. And very interesting that actually the background that I have right here, I don't know if that's a Winnebago product or not. No, it's not one of the ones that we're talking about, but home on the range or home wherever you want is now what Winnebago's theme is. And they are highlighting a series of ads featuring the Echo, the Revel, and the Solus. Talk about that campaign.
I love this. This is Winnebago's answer to overlanding and the overland trend in the industry. But rather than tag on to that same line, this is intended for the overland audience, not maybe your typical RVer, somebody that wants to go off grid forever and ever. They don't want to see a campground. they want rugged vehicles, they want four-wheel drive vehicles, and this is Winnebago's response. And I think from a marketing and a
Yep.
strategic business standpoint, this is brilliant. And it sets itself apart from a lot of the traditional RV. We've always said that at some point, overlanding is going to get enough attention that you'll be seeing them at consumer RV shows. And
Yep.
you do. You see one or two or three or four. They're not launching this at a consumer RV show. They're launching it at Outland Expo West.
Yep.
Uh, there's Outland West is Outland Expo East. They are the two largest shows. They had one of the, I think the West, no, the East show earlier this year had 170 exhibitors. This is a real market. And it's obvious that Winnebago has put a lot of time and money and resources into, it's almost like you were developing a company within a company. They've
Oh,
got
there's no question.
separate
No
models,
question.
completely different. It's going to talk a different language. And like I say, it's very interesting. They're launching it at a good time when RV companies have to do something a little bit different. The market is still steady. It's not on an uptick right now and probably won't be until after the election. But this is going to really give some thrust to the market for the Winnebago vehicles between
Well,
now and the end of the year. And they picked three of their best ones and outfitted them for the overland lifestyle.
yeah. And the interesting part from what the release says about the ads is that they feature RVers and not RVs. These are people that are actually living the lifestyle that you use these products. And instead of showing an RV coming down the street and saying, this is what you need, they're showing people that already have it and showing why they like it. And the whole thing about home is where you take it is interesting with these because you don't need a campground. You don't need a forest. You don't need a beach with hookups. You go where
Yep,
you want because these are all designed for off-road. Most of them are, I think at least two of the three are four-wheel drive vehicles,
yep.
or the knobby tire vehicles. I know we've seen the Echo. And the interesting part is that um, Russ, what's his last name?
Who's that?
Russ, who designed the
Oh, Russ Garfin.
yeah, Russ Garfin, when he retired from Winnebago after designing the View in Navion and having it the most popular Class C for coming up on 20 years. Next year it'll be 20 years, the model year.
Well, I think that's a good point because all of the work that Russ did in developing their Class Bs and their camper vans and understanding the audience, this we could call this the Russ Garfin division of Winnebago
Well,
because
Russ
it was
went,
his logic. Yeah,
Russ owns an Echo.
right, right.
So that's very interesting. So you know what? It's always fun to see the market change.
Yep.
When we first got into it, the big Class A diesel pusher was the big thing. And now it went to Class Cs, then it went to Class Bs, and now it's into a combination because here we've got Solus, which is basically a Class B.
Yeah,
Um,
camper van, and
yep,
I think you hit the strong point on it, John. They're calling it audience first messaging. We
yep,
said for years, you have to sell the lifestyle, not the vehicle.
yep.
And as they make, and this is a big splash in overlanding and do it, but they're going to do it with people who already understand the market, with the consumer themselves. So the consumer is going to be talking to their peer group but why these are important vehicles and what Winnebago is doing. And I think it's going to be a great success.
There we go. Now, one other thing. We've been doing this show for this is our 193rd show. And for most of those 192nd show, you had another visitor with you that was on your lap that periodically would bark every once in a while, but you'd hold him up and show him to the audience. But you just lost your best buddy last week,
Yeah,
Wally. But you know what? You got 10 years out of a dog.
that's right.
10 years and lots of thousands of miles. And I know that when our RVing community was aware of Wally's loss, the condolences have been pouring out all over the country. So,
The response was amazing. And
yeah,
I still, when I go to get up from the desk, I still look down thinking I have to pick him up and do it. It is
yeah,
amazing how attached you can get to your pets. So he's
Yeah.
sorely missed, but we got a good 10-year run out of it. You're right.
Good 10-year run.
Thank
So
you.
with that being said, stay with us, everyone, because we have a great show for you here on where about
The Camper Report Show.
Hey there, RVers. We get it. Your insurance and warranty needs are as unique as your travel destinations. That's why RVer Insurance has teamed up with Wholesale Warranties to cover all the bases. From health insurance to RV coverage and warranties, we've got you sorted every step of the way. With a solid track record in providing top-notch health insurance and affordable RV insurance options, RV Insurance has you covered. And for those unexpected repair bills, look no further than our friends at Wholesale Warranties, leaders in reliable coverage and customer support. Start your RV protection journey today at rverinsurance.com or wholesalewarranties.com/RVerinsurance.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Camper Report Show. And my guest today, appearing for the first time, but I bet it's not going to be the last time, is Becky Goodell, who is the CEO of Blacksford RV Rentals. And Becky, thanks very much for kind of working around your schedule and allowing us to do the interview today. Why don't you tell the audience and our fans a little bit about your background before we jump into Blacksford?
Well, I really think, Bob, because I know you're Catholic and you love Notre Dame, that's why you invited me. Just kidding. I grew up in Indiana. My dad was a local neurosurgeon and ended up going to college at Notre Dame in the RV capital of the world, which I don't think was as big of a deal back then. Like, I'm not sure I'd heard about Elkhart at that
It
point.
wasn't back then, no.
Yeah. And then I went to work in Washington, D.C. as a travel writer for a trade association. And we had traveled, my dad would close his practice for a month at a time, several times a year, and we would go on these long family road trips, sometimes in RVs, which my mother hated. My sister remembers them not speaking for an entire 3-week trip out west, but I was too little maybe to remember that. But so then I went to law school, didn't know what to do with myself. So what else do you do? What does a good girl do? But go to law school, and I went to University of Virginia. Ended up raising my kids in Los Angeles for various reasons and worked part-time. I didn't really do traditional law. I did business ethics and compliance. I did a lot of public speaking. I worked sort of from a young age out of law school at the highest levels in big corporations, sort of advising them on how to prevent bad things from happening. And we got into RVing during COVID. We are not your typical RVers. My husband, I'm not sure, knows how to change a light bulb. He's a brilliant man, but not super mechanical. And we did it because we had kids in California. We were on the East Coast at that point, and we ended up buying an RV within a week of having rented one for 2 months. We were like, we need a nicer one. It needs a king bed. It needs a washer dryer and a dishwasher. And we did. So we got
that's the way it happens.
Yeah, exactly. It was way too much coach for us. Not size, but just technology. And, it was all people kept saying to us in Florida, like, you're first time RVers and you're buying an all electric coach. Know what it meant? Like, everything's all electric, right? It's like, of course, computers are all electric. So yeah, but anyway, we traveled a lot, saw kids, saw businesses, got into the RV lifestyle. And as sort of people who are always interested in business, we kept thinking, what's a good business? What could we do? And 2 summers ago, we were heading out to a big cross-country road trip, from the East Coast, Badlands, Yellowstone, Teton. And we had 3 sets of friends who were sort of urban, sophisticated people, and they wanted us to help them buy or rent an RV to come with us for the Yellowstone Teton portion. And, I'm looking on Outdoorsy and an RV share and feeling very uncomfortable that I was responsible for, their RV, because you'd read the reviews and a lot of them were older coaches. Somebody's like, yeah, I'm allergic to cats or smoking and I didn't know. Or the day before we were all flying out, they canceled my rental. Someone had crashed it or the generator was broken or whatever it was. And I was like, oh no. So we found on like page 3 of Google, this little company in Bozeman, Montana, that sounded too good to be true. And it was Blacksford RV Rentals, which at that point had 1 location. They bought new Winnebago RVs, like Views and Echoes and Revels, like pretty premium,
Yep.
six-figure RVs, not like big
XPVs.
Newmar diesels. And I called, the owner answered, we spoke the same language, the rentals were great, but they had never marketed themselves. They didn't have the capital to grow. And as many wives do, I said to my husband, we need to buy this company. We need to buy this company. I'm sure they're not for sale. Well, lo and behold, they were. And we don't just typically go around buying companies, but my husband, David, is a partner in a small private equity firm in Salt Lake. And they tend to buy small companies, grow them, like from one location to 20 sort of thing, and then sell them.
Then sell them.
And sell them. And so,
Simple
our
formula.
ultimate goal is to sell this and retire and buy a jet instead of an RV. But so yeah, that's how we came to be in the RVing business. And it was a year ago, May, that we bought a majority interest of Blacksford.
It's a great story, and when you find those gems and realize how much you can build them and what you can contribute to them. Now, I understand you have Las Vegas and you're opening up in Phoenix.
Yes, so it was just Bozeman, which services Yellowstone, Glacier, Teton, that sort of area, neck of the woods. And they had opened Vegas, but never done any marketing. So we reopened it. It's been going really well and steadily growing. And then October 1, we opened Phoenix, which is very exciting and very nerve-wracking.
Well, I love the concept of Blacksford because there's no question there are a lot of rental companies out there. And a lot of them have a lot of vehicles, but there's no 10 to 11 care. It comes back on Saturday, they strip it down, they get it ready, throw it back out on Sunday, and there's no love attached to it. And I've argued for years, because I do a lot of seminars in the RV industry, that we could probably triple or quadruple the rental market if we understood it as the first place that somebody's going to make a decision as to whether or not they like the RV lifestyle. The benefits are downstream. It's not going to come from that rental. But you and Blacksford, with that Winnebago, and you got the Thor Quantum, Quantum. Those are excellent vehicles, and they're well prepared. The website is fantastic. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a slow period of growth. It looks like you've got the base of an incredible company, and you provide everything. A lot of rental companies don't give you anything. Come, bring your plates,
Or we charge you for it.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about that strategy and where you want to go next.
Well, we're sort of a niche, I think. We are not Cruise America, which is sort of like for the masses, and no offense to them. They're a fabulous company, but they're not our clientele. We're for people who want quality, and that might be because they've already RV'd and they had an RV and sold it, or they don't want to drive their RV to where we are, so they fly. Or, people who've never RV'd and they're nervous. And so we have all-inclusive pricing. We don't charge for mileage. We don't charge for generator usage. We sort of are this premium boutique hotel. I always say if we were a hotel, okay, this isn't a boutique, but we'd be a Westin. We're not a Four Seasons. We're not the Holiday Inn. We're sort of, in between. And our customers really like that. Either because they know RVs break. We provide 24/7 on-trip customer support. We pick you up at the airport or at your hotel locally. We spend an hour or 2 or 3 walking through, here's how to use it. Just like, let's get you comfortable, because people aren't always comfortable. And by the time they drive out, they feel good. And when you walk out, you have the manager on duty's personal cell phone number. And that is like your doctor on call, or how doctors used to be, 24/7. And as you know, things go wrong. They especially go wrong in the first year. And most of our RVs are brand new. We have a few 23s and 24s and 25s. I mean, mostly we're 24s right now. And we have 70 RVs. And when something breaks, you get on the phone with us. If we can't fix it over the phone, which a lot of times you can, right?
Yeah.
It's a leaky this or a loose this, or the user didn't know how to do it. We will send a mobile tech, either one of our own or someone in North Yellowstone or West Yellowstone or wherever it is, or Grand Canyon. And if we can't fix it, we send a new RV.
Yep.
We
Yep.
replace it. And it's a different service model. And then we sell them. We sell them after a year, a season or two. So they're low
Yep.
mileage. We have professional mechanics. But we see our growth coming from, there's still like the COVID. I feel like there was this COVID love of RVing. Well, that's no surprise. But people seem to be holding on to that. They want experiences. They want to do things that are memorable and bucket list trips. And most of our customers are coming because they love the outdoors. They want to go to a bucket list national park or something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny when COVID hit and we nicknamed all of you, because I put you in that group now that you were there, were the COVID campers. They came in and they bought anything that was on the lot, and as long as it ran and
overpaid,
everything was fine. They say, well, you do this, this, and this. Have fun. And I would say to many of the CEOs of the company, the industry, we cannot treat these people the same as we've treated a lot of RVers over the last 40 or 50 years, because it's a different crowd. They're digital natives. They expect things to work. They don't remember when things didn't work. And if we want to keep them in the industry, then we have to treat them differently. And it's good because it forced a lot of companies to reevaluate just how they communicate with the customer and how they deliver their services to a customer. Because there were people saying, well, they'll rent one or buy one and they'll get rid of it in a year and never come back to RVing again. We only lost about 20 to 25% of the COVID campers because people, once they realize it, and that's the beauty of RVing, once people are into it and they love it, even if they get a bad experience, they're still going to buy another RV. The retention rate on people who are in the RV lifestyle is amazing. And now the opportunity for the industry is to do just what you're doing, have a different flair to it, have that concierge service, because those people are going to come back and buy a $2 or $3 or $4 or $500,000 motorhome somewhere down the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you see it going in the future? Are you going to try to stay primarily out west, or are you going to go where the market is, or how you decide?
A little bit of both. I mean, Phoenix was a very intentional choice. We now have, 3 locations in the western half of the United States. We keep looking at the obvious markets: Portland, Salt Lake, Denver. They're seasonal. We are working to try to figure out how to run a seasonal market with seasonal cost. Could we operate out of a car dealership or some Ford dealership or something where we could, have staff temporarily there and move our RVs there seasonally? We're working to figure that out. We're looking at Florida. It's a very different niche. It's not bucket list national parks. And I think we're working with the guy, we're trying to work with the guy who does the KOA report to try to do a feasibility report for us. Like,
Scott Barrett, Scott's fantastic. I've worked for him for 10 years and we've done a lot. He's by far absolutely the best market research professional in the RV and the outdoor hospitality industry, bar none. So
his work's impressive.
Yeah, got the right guy. It comes on our shows every once in a while, at least once a year. He's on the Camp Report Show, and then we always bring him on to RVing in New England after he does the annual KOA report. So,
yeah, it's awesome. I always look forward to it.
And to go back to the products that you took in terms of the Winnebagos and the Thor products, they've got tremendous resale value, and you're going to try to turn them over a little bit quicker than most companies. There are a lot of old rental RVs out there.
Yeah, I mean, our goal is to keep them for 2 years. They're not high mileage. Our customers, when you go to Bozeman to Yellowstone, it's 100 miles. You're not driving a lot. But we do offer unlimited mileage. We had a family a father-son last summer pick up an RV in Vegas, drive it to 20 baseball stadiums, I think including Boston and back. Love the unlimited mileage. But they are higher end. Our biggest challenge right now is figuring out how to sell these darned 1 or 2 year old RVs. We are superb. Read our reviews, read our Google reviews at renting RVs. We exceed people's
they're fantastic.
expectations. People literally will write us thank you notes. I mean, it's really, it's so gratifying as a, coming from the law firm background in corporate America. It's like, oh my God, these are real people, and we made a difference in their lives. But we're trying to figure out right now, how do we sell these? It's high interest rates. There's, a glut of supply. People are a little economic uncertainty, although the market today was at a record high. And, we're looking for ideas on how we can sell these without taking too big of a loss. We list them on RV Trader. We have our own RV sales website, but we need to get better at that. So if you know someone,
you're bringing a different perspective to the company, and with your background, it'll a lot of things are going to fall in place for you as you know more about the RV industry and get to know some of the people. And we'll gladly introduce you to a lot of our friends and people that we work with through the years. Any last minute, our guest this morning is Becky Goodell, CEO of Blacksford RV Rentals, a nice up and coming niche, high end RV rental company, but they're doing it the right way. You got so much going for you that I can understand why you're excited, and you're kind of like the bull in the stall waiting to get out, and you have a lot more things going on in your mind in terms of what you want to do with this company. So once you bust through that stall and go, you're gonna have tremendous growth with the company.
From your lips.
Huh? Write that down, Becky.
Okay.
Any last minute words for our fans?
Come check us out. It's a different level of service. It's a different level of commitment. It's a different level of sophistication. We will make a memorable trip for you with high quality RVs and extraordinary service. And buy our used RVs too.
That's fantastic. We'll put the URLs. We'll do a couple of overlays from the website, and this thing will post up on Friday at noontime, and I'll make sure we get you a link. So
that's great. Look forward to it, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Camp Report Show. My name is John DePietro, and in the 20 years that we've been on the road, we've met some very interesting people. And we're going to talk with one of them right now. His name is Jim Nelson, and Jim is one of the featured speakers at a seminar. I want to make sure I get the name of it right. The RV Entrepreneur Seminar coming up during the week of the Hershey RV Show. Jim, you're speaking to us from California right now, but you'll be heading out east. Tell us a little bit about your background, Jim, and about this very interesting entrepreneur seminar, because I think everybody who's been RVing, whether it's been part-time, full-time, half-time, or whatever, has always said, man, I'd love to do this and make a living out of it. So you're doing it. Tell us your background and what you're doing.
Sure, John. Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And I got on board with RV Life, who's presenting the RV Entrepreneur Workshop at Hershey about a year ago. So I am one of the 3 co-hosts of the RV Entrepreneur podcast, and we drop weekly episodes interviewing RVers who are working from the road and have success stories of growing their nomadic businesses, their remote businesses from the road, and or people in that realm that help us type of people, the digital nomads, the influencers, the bloggers, the vloggers, and all those.
Kind of has a negative connotation to it, nomad and whatever, but you guys are you're regular old people.
More or less, yeah.
Not old people. I mean, OLE.
Well, some of us are getting older, and a lot of them are getting in there newer too. I also manage a work camping group on Facebook with 160,000 members, and there's a lot of those folks in there. Work camping, the term has evolved. So basically, my wife and I have been doing it for 17 years now, and we work wherever we can. We work online. We wear a number of different hats and work in a couple of different niches. The RV niche is the one we're going to be talking about here today, where we're going to be presenting this workshop. But my wife and I have been working online and traveling full-time RVing for 17 years. So we just travel and work where we want, whenever we want, and we work online, and we have kind of been doing it for a while. So we wrote a little book about how to do it, and we help instruct people about how to do what we're doing. And at the RV Entrepreneur Workshop, specifically in Hershey, that's a full day where my co-hosts, Rose and Kimberly and I, will all be presenting and talking and getting the crowd engaged to learn how to craft their pitch, work on what they do, and we'll have some networking sessions and some fun exercises to get people comfortable in a crowd or meeting people and telling people what they do. And then Kimberly's going to be providing a seminar specifically on how to use your RV travels to help spur sales in your business.
Okay. So that is really sounds like a college semester course. And you're going to do it in what, from what, 10 to 4 or something like
10 to 4 with full
10 to 4.
lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, full lunch. We are going to top it off the last hour or two of the day. We're doing a live episode recording of the RV Entrepreneur podcast. So
Okay.
that's where we'll three be on stage, take questions from the audience, and address the crowd that way.
Okay. So let's get to the who, what, when, where. This event takes place in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And the date is September.
Thursday, September 12th at the
12th.
Inglewood in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So it's during the big RV show there.
Yep. It's an absolutely beautiful function facility. I've been to it a couple of times, and it's phenomenal. Okay. What you told me what people are going to learn. How can they register? Or first of all, how can they find out more about it? And then tell me how they can register.
Definitely. We got a series of articles about why people should attend, who's the type of person that should attend. And just today we announced our full agenda. That's all available at therventrepreneur.com. So in our news blog there at therventrepreneur.com/news, there's a new post about the full agenda, about what you can expect to learn throughout the day, the type of people you're going to meet, the type of prizes that we're going to be giving away from these wonderful sponsors, and how it's more than just this workshop. That night, as you know, is the popular RV Life after party. And tickets and information on that are all available at the same place, therventrepreneur.com.
Okay. How many people do you anticipate to be?
Well, we're keeping it intimate. So we're capping the room at 90, 100 people max, because we've got these sessions breaking up into little groups, and we want everyone to meet everyone in the room.
Plenty of time to ask questions, ask individual questions, that type of thing. You said how to work a room and how to be personable, et cetera, et cetera. The reality is that being in a room with lots of people, there are personality types that they're not comfortable with that at all.
That's for sure.
That's probably one of the things that you said right away that you're going to conquer. And
that's what we're going to do right off the bat. We got some social engagement exercises where we're going to, seed everyone with some ideas about how to tell people what you do, what you have to offer, and what you need. We're calling it a give and get session where people will be able to give their expertise and share their story and tell people how they might be able to help them, and then ask. So you don't get if you don't ask. So everyone in the room will get to meet everyone else in the room and get help with whatever challenges they might have in their small business, and probably walk away from this thing with new clients, new coaching, clients, that sort of thing.
And a new attitude.
And a new attitude about how to approach people.
That they can do it, because everybody thinks that, you need a 4 million person email list in order to make anything, and that the only way to make any money is reselling products from Amazon. But I'm sure that you're going to go over many, many more. Because wouldn't you agree, Jim, that every RVer brings a unique package to the table with their background and skills? And most of the people that will be attending this event, they're not right out of college. So they've got life experience and wisdom.
Yes, and we hope to address that specifically by getting people to understand their niche. Because when you talk about like the RV content creators out there and the RV YouTube channels, I'm surprised to see so many of them look so identical. And then there's those gems that I remember because they're specifically about a particular niche. So
Yeah.
the RV entrepreneur is one particular niche, working from the road. I've seen others who are specifically interested in history, and they share historical content or repairs and that sort of thing. So we're going to help people develop their niche and learn how to help other people learn what they do.
Okay. So you're going to learn, I mean, the price, what was it, $55?
Oh, 55 for the day. I think the party is like 20 something. For a couple, it's less than 150 bucks for an entire
per
day.
couple.
No, that's what I'm saying is it's 55 per person.
Oh, per person.
So for an entire day, if you went to both events, it's less than 200 bucks for a couple.
Oh, absolutely.
With lunch, dinner, drinks, coffee, Wi-Fi, education.
And I will tell you this, from the party part, the beverages and food is never ending. I'm a
I
veteran.
look forward to that.
I'm a veteran of that for the last, this will be our third year. So we look forward to meeting with you at that time and letting people know about this event, and to go to, where was that place to sign up? Did we say that yet?
So therventrepreneur.com has complete details about that. You could probably find more info at rvlife.com, but we've kind of summarized everything focused on the workshop and the party that's going on. Right there on the homepage, you'll see a link that'll get you through to where you can purchase tickets and the articles that tell you why.
There we go. So it is going to be a great event, and you heard about it here on the Camp Report Show. And it's part of the RV Life family, which provides so much to so many people. And Jim, we want to thank you for stopping by with us tonight and telling us about the program. We look forward to seeing you and so many other people right in Hershey, Pennsylvania in just a few short weeks.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to meeting you there.